everyone, it's DeagleBeagle. So, guess what we're going to go over today? We're going to go over Articuno-Galar. So, this is just one idea of how you can use it. It doesn't have great defensive typing. It's weak to ghost, dark, not bug because it's part flying, but it's weak to, I think, 5 things: ice, rock, electric, dark, and ghost. So you could try to fight through it with some defensive Terra, but personally, a Terra is kind of costly. I would just use Sash on it, on it probably, and probably give it Tailwind. Just make it a Tailwinder that counters Intimidate, and you have to think of it this way too. What walls Articuno-Galar? Well, it has pretty high special attack. The things that wall it would be like King Ambit, a lot of dark types like Ting Lu, Chi-Yu, Chien Pao. I don't think it's going to be a very good Pokemon. It does counter Intimidate, but Intimidate's not spammed so much to the point that it would make this thing really good. And it's a shame that it doesn't seem to get freeze dry. So there's probably better ice types out there. So its main niche would be competitive and probably Tailwind. Other than that, I want to use it. If you really use that niche. So if you use Terra Fighting Blast, it's... oh, it doesn't even get Focus Blast. But I was going to say it's more accurate than Focus Blast. You get some good coverage versus the dark types. And what else was it good? Yeah, mostly just the dark types that wall it. All these Pokemon seem to be weak to fighting. Tyranitar and whatnot. So Terra Fighting Blast is probably the best option on it. Could you use it with the spec set? Maybe. Or some other set, but I wouldn't. I would just give it Sash. Choice specs and like it probably would want Sash just because it has all those weaknesses, and it doesn't have great offensive coverage, so I don't think I would try to make it into a real offensive Pokemon with like specs. So, but if you did, probably the same thing except one more attacking move, like a coverage move. So maybe Ancient Power, or what other moves does it get? You could give it Hyper Voice and Terra Normal, so it would wall a Fluttermane Shadow Ball. Because Normal would get rid of one of its weaknesses, and then it would only have one weakness after that. So yeah, Normal would be pretty good with Hyper Voice. I'm not seeing a lot of other options. Oh, Hurricane is an option, especially on a rain team, but you have to rely on rain for the accuracy, and I've had that happen before, and it's not very good because then you're like forced to rely on not only picking that Pokemon but switching it in time to support the accuracy. So I wouldn't really use Hurricane personally. I would use, on this set, I would use either Ancient Power or Terra Normal Hyper Voice. I'd probably use Terra Normal. Actually, no. If you do that, you get rid of the fighting coverage. I don't know. Maybe. But you kind of would want the fighting coverage. Actually, I would just give it Ancient Power, because you need the fighting typed for the Terra Blast. And I think this is mostly it for Articuno. You could make it maybe Timid instead of Modest for both of these. Whatever floats your boat. Timid would outspeed some stuff, but it wouldn't really create a new good benchmark anyways. Like, it would outspeed Jolly, Unscarf, Great Tusk, but that isn't that common anymore. And it would outspeed a few other Pokemon that probably wouldn't max speed anyways, like I think Baxcalibur. But oh, you would tie with Arcanine, but I don't know. I wouldn't probably do that. I'd probably just settle for modest. And you could even probably lower the speed a little bit to, what's a common speed benchmark? I don't know. Either 140 to outspeed Roaring Moon with Adamant, or that's probably what I would do, because it would outspeed a max speed Glamora. But you could give it even less to just make it as bulky as possible. You could probably give it like either one more than Timid Pelipper, or one more than Modest Pelipper, whatever you want to do. But typically if it's specs, you want some speed with it. So it's up to you. Thanks for watching.